a fucking loser. What's going on? Bill Burr. This is another one of my yet to be acclaimed tours of Los Angeles. How are you, sir? You ever have somebody just fucking looking at you and they just look at you so long it's like someone has to budge and say hello? There's the workout couple. We're out here in Santa Monica. This is what people do out here. You know, look at them. The good-looking couple right there. They still have their troubles. Look at the lonely girl with her yoga mat. Maybe if I stretch out my hammies, I can get someone to bang me. That girl behind her is a cunt with a capital K. Look at those fucking shoes. Look at them. Look how high those things are. Those shoes, you know what she was trying to do? She wears those shoes to get up to how she fucking feels about herself. You know? That's one of the themes today. You got to keep these bitches down. So here it is. Look at this shit. This is Santa Monica. This is the ocean. That's the Pacific Ocean. How fucking beautiful is that? Look at those homeless guys. If you're going to be homeless, this is where you do it. You know? How about every once in a while you don't buy a 40 and you save up for that transcontinental train ticket. You come out here and you become homeless. You know what's funny? You know what they all look like? They all look like Nick Nolte in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Look at them. Laying on that. It looks like a fucking putting green. This is the thing when I come out here and I look at that beautiful landscape. Look at the little roller coaster out there. Everybody with pigment having a good time, and me as a redhead, I gotta sit here like the boy in the bubble. You know, long sleeve shirt on, 12 layers of sunblock. This is the Santa Monica Pier. Yacht harbors, sports fishing, boating, cafes. There's no yachts there, there's no sports fishing. It's broke people fishing off the pier, and it's fat tourists going down there, getting cotton candy, which I've never understood. It's like eating like sugary air. You know, that's what fat people think clouds taste like. This is one of the last places that you can actually rollerblade without being, berated with a bunch of homophobic slurs. So everyone was rollerblading. Then one day, all of a sudden this joke came around. What's the hardest thing about rollerblading? Telling your parents you're gay, right? And then everybody just dropped out. Everybody just stopped fucking rollerblading. And then everybody started laughing at the fucking joke, acting like they still didn't have their old pair of rollerblades in the back of their closets. It was bullshit. Would you look at that shit? Everybody goes out there and they go surfing. And I stand there, just waiting for someone to get eaten by a shark. It's one of my biggest fears, yet also most fascinating thing. Like, I want to see it before I die. And there's the Sheriff Brody lifeguard thing, where you start shooting with the pistol. A lot of people don't know, they actually filmed Jaws out here. That was out here in Santa Monica. I just did that for all the film nerds. Actually, it was filmed on location. Was it? So we're heading down now towards Venice Beach. Whenever people think about Venice, they think about Jim Morrison. And unless you live out here, then you think about gangbangers and pit bulls. So there you go. There's the Dream right there. They show some guy with his girl, right next to all those little cool cars, and that's what you think you're going to be like, and then you really end up like these people right here. All right. So here's this is Venice Beach right here. This is where you can you rent a bike. Somewhere in here you can rent fucking rollerblades. All right, so here we are now. We're at Venice Beach. This is the thing. I'm actually going to park my car, and I'm like, oh my God, there's no more meters. This is great. Free parking. Maybe the recession is over, right? So now they got these fucking things. Now I got to sit here and I got to try and figure out how this will enter number of space. See, now I got to touch this fucking thing. I don't get how this makes life easier for me. Insert coins. Now I always use coins. They want you to use the credit card so they can figure out where the fuck you are, in case something goes down. So this is actually the best time to come down here as far as I'm concerned, because God knows I'm not going to be going tanning. Jesus, look at the size of her ass, huh? Unbelievable. You know what's funny? This is how a redhead dresses when he goes to the beach. Eddie Vedder shirt, Malcolm Young jeans, and work boots. How are you, sir? How you doing? Bing Crosby, if he was from Korea. See, there's a guy, he's actually roller skating right there. See, even roller skates never went away. So these are all the stores that they want to get rid of. you know, because for some reason you have to have a Forever 21 everywhere you go. So these dumb cunts can buy their fucking Kardashian shoes. Can't you just have one place where you got some funky bullshit? where some just regular guy can sell "fuck you, you fucking fuck" t-shirts. You know, I gotta admit, there's a lot of shit here. There's all these skulls. This is like a Mexican thing. Really? Yep. Now check out over here. This is some cool shit that I could never do. This is a skateboard park. All these ex-gamers do your backside fakie, whatever the fuck that is. That's a cool trick, but that's one of the worst names ever. Fakie. It's a backside fakie. I smell weed. I smell weed. Anybody else? Look at pigeons at the beach. You don't belong here either. You're supposed to be in the city. You fucking bums. That's what I love about this country. Oh, that guy just fell on his ass. That's what I love about this country is you can make $1 million riding a fucking skateboard. You can't do that in Russia. Maybe you can, I don't know. I'm not well read. You know what kills me? No pads. If I ever, at my age, if I ever tried to take this up, I would look like fucking RoboCop out there. This is one of these things when you watch somebody go down, you're doing that Family Guy. This is just a bunch of shit, and I'm gonna eat it. Surfboard for a table, huh? You getting the theme there? Because we're on the beach. All right, what am I gonna get? Breakfast of Champions here. Over here. Did that classic thing where you think you're next and then the guy closes the window. Even at this age, I still take that personal. Hey man, you guys serving hot dogs? Yeah. Yeah, can I get a hot dog? With onions? Yeah, onions and barbecue sauce? No barbecue sauce. There we go. This is how you start your day. You know what? I'm eating like a cop who's sick of his job. I feel like Harvey Keitel and Bad Lieutenant right now. Should be listening to the Mets game. Look at that, they're shooting a commercial right here. It's Hollywood. I'll tell you right now. Fuck the Surgeon General. A hot dog for breakfast is goddamn delicious. Can I tell you something? This fucking hot dog is delicious. Say what you want about pigs' assholes and bird lips. You mush that shit all together and put some mustard on it, man, it's fucking delicious. One white guy out there, that's why all the black guys left. Like, I don't want him on my team. Huh? There's lead calves. You see black guys, their calves are like the size of an avocado, and they're jumping out of the gym. I don't know what they got in there. But if I could bottle it, look at the bully seagull. I'd like to kick that bird right in the ass. This right here is where my Olympic dreams died in the early 80s. This is this shit, you know. If you want to get pussy out here in Venice Beach, okay, you got to be shirtless, strike one. I ain't doing that. And then you got to be able to go up these fucking ropes without using your legs, which I can't do. But for the comedy, I'm going to try it. All right, that's enough for today. Folks, we're going to be back with another 20 minutes of working out. See, wait, next time we do this thing, instead of that fucking abortion that just happened, I'm going to go right up and down that thing. In these clothes, dressed like how I'm dressed. I'm dressed like Eddie Vedder when he did a talk show. Remember in the early 90s when he pretended like he didn't want to be famous? Remember that awful Kurt Loder interview when she was interviewing him? Going, so what's it like to get pussy every night? So I'm walking out of the DMV. I got Tourette's. Fucking goddamn fucking bullshit. What the fuck you bring? Blah, blah, and all of a sudden this guy across the parking lot goes, hey man, really funny, love your stuff. You know what I realized? that nobody recognized me, but the second I become angry, everybody recognizes me. Nice Corvette over there. I love the Corvette. Such a fuck, you know. Those goddamn Europeans with their snobby Formula One. Ooh, we make right and left turns. We make better cars. They fucking do. I hate to say it. But I'll tell you, closest we come is the Chevy Corvette. That's what I'm going to say. That'll start a little debate. People arguing underneath this. Actually, the Dodge Viper has 3,000 pounds of torque. I don't know what the fuck that means. Here's where you can go get a tattoo. All you ladies, if you're mad at your dad, there you go. You can go in there and get a tattoo, right? Here we are. We're going down Main Street right now. And I was just joking earlier about this thing being a bad place to take a girl. I mean, it's actually a great place. Unless you just, you know, some girl you just want to bang, you know? You just take her out to the beach, you put her face down, you know? I actually used the towel, put it on her stomach to get her ass jacked up. That's another video. But if you're in a relationship and you want to, you know, take your girl somewhere nice, this Main Street is great. Dude, that's the worst fucking subject and name for a movie. Extremely loud, incredibly close. Extremely loud, incredibly close. That's what it is. That just sounds like I don't want to get yelled at for like a fucking hour in a movie. And on top of that, I'm going to watch some kid lose his dad on 9/11. Why would you do that? My grandmother still won't watch movies about Pearl Harbor, okay? You know, that movie's either going to tank or it's going to like sweep every Oscar. It was so touching and heartfelt the way that they did it. So here we go. This is the beginning of the Main Street thing. Look at that. And then you got some of the new shit. Subway. Once again, you're fucking 3 feet down the road. Dude, if you eat a Subway sandwich, you're an asshole. I could make a better sandwich out of a sock and 2 fucking Pop-Tarts. I hate how they weigh the meat. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid you give me an extra sweaty fucking slice of turkey. See, here's where all the shops are. I like this part of town. And she tries to hold your hand. And you're holding it, counting like maybe 5 1,000. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Why are you pulling away from me? Ah, stop smothering me. Oh, ZZ Top. That's the great thing about them. They still load their own gear. So anyways, let's talk football. The big matchup this weekend is the New England Patriots versus Tim Tebow. Oh my God, he doesn't do anything wrong. I'm going to tell you right now why the Patriots are going to win. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because evil triumphs over good. I'm so sick of these fucking Hollywood movies, whatever the fuck they say. No, evil wins. All right? Corporations spill oil. They don't fucking clean it up. We get all mad. We have signs. They have billions of dollars. They fucking win. All right? And I don't give a shit that our defense stinks and we have a wide receiver starting at cornerback. Dude, there's a whole arc of life right there. Look at her, full of life, smoking a cigarette and that old bastard in the wheelchair. Right? Probably said old bastard in a wheelchair too loud. Fucking fuck that cigarette right out of your hand, sweetheart. So anyways. But anyways, Tim Tebow's going down. The dream fucking ends. Okay, and if you fucking assholes think that that guy's going to run the wishbone offense his entire fucking career, lowering his shoulder 11 years in the NFL, are you kidding me? With all those Willie McGinnis bodies still out there? Ain't going to happen. They're going to catch him. They're going to knock him out. And then he's going to be back there with his fucking happy feet, throwing the ball 20 feet over people's heads. But having said that, I think he's a very nice man, very respectable man. I'm sure he had a paper route when he was a kid. Oh, that place is awesome. The Omelet Parlor, that's where you go. That's the classic place where you go play. You pay for fucking $96 for, you know, a couple of eggs. But your lady, she'll love you for it if you take her there. That's the touristy place. Dude, that fucking hot dog was delicious. It's one of the best hot dogs I've ever had. You know what it was? It was like, I love hot dogs, and then I also like being on camera, and then like those two worlds have never met. That's vintage signage with like the Space Needle thing. That's back like when we thought we were gonna like colonize the moon, when they put stuff and everything looked like the Jetsons. You know what's like that? Seattle. That entire fucking city. You can just see where the hope died. It's like a nice little old house, probably some old lady in there. I'm not moving. Julia Roberts will play her, and they'll put aging makeup on her. And they'll be like, it was so brave. It was such a brave performance. How much did you pay her? Yeah, I don't see the bravery. I like to combine two things that you'd never want to eat. Pea soup with shit sprinkles. Look at the steel balls. You got that piece of artwork there on the wall? It's called Steel Balls. That's actually, it's kind of interesting. You know what that reminds me of? That's like the lower jaw of a whale when it like eats a bunch of fish and a pelican. I used to take a yoga class out here. You know? I'm just pausing here, waiting for everybody to be like, what a fag! Dude, taking a yoga class in Santa Monica is one of the most heterosexual things not only you could ever do, but you should do. First of all, it calms you down as a man, and fucking the women in there, fucking gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, all getting more and more flexible / more intimidating by the second. I swear to God, I want to get an old car. I know I say this every time, and I'm always still in the Prius. I want to get one. That looks like a Ford to me. It is. You know what? Because it looks like it had the round headlights. What is that? Somebody knows. Is that a Falcon? Is it a fucking Futureliner? What is it? Woody Allen said the only thing good about Los Angeles is right on red. Well, I guess he never drove down here, this miserable bastard. Look at that. Huh? The Pacific Ocean. Beautiful and terrifying. I don't fuck with the oceans. Right up there, you got the Pacific Palisades. And you just keep going on up. You got Santa Barbara and all this other stuff. This is where people who made it in LA, they live. Malibu, all of that type of stuff. This is what you do. If you come out here, you rent the convertible, drive up to PCH. So this is it. This is the Pacific Coast Highway. This is when you're supposed to be out here in a classic car with the top down. Instead, I'm out here in a Prius, protecting the environment. Save the whales, everybody! Some of them are on land! I love those suicidal whales that just kill themselves and like hippies still won't let them live. I mean, still won't just let them die. You know, they gotta drag them. Everybody in their goddamn wet sandals, dragging the fucking whale back out. It's like, he beached himself. That's it. It would have shot itself in the head. It just doesn't have... All right, fans of that legendary movie, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. This is where they come down that hill and they all make those psycho U-turns. That fucking movie is still funny. That's like the original, like, as far as level of funny, like Airplane, Something About Mary, like sort of that genre of comedy. I guess the original Cannonball Run when you really think about it. Did you think about it? I had a fucking really bad date. I went to that place, except it was called something else. And I told this story before, didn't I? I was with that girl, and then we went to go see that band that played only 80s music. And then I thought she was going to the bathroom. Next thing you knew, she was up on the stage singing with the band, doing this stupid like dance or whatever. And I was just like, I have to get out of here. And I just did I just wrapped it up. You know that face you make when you're just wrapping it up, where you do you're not smiling, you're not frowning, you just have that neutral. It's kind of that, like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah. No, you're totally cool. I just realized that I don't have anything to do at home, but I'd rather be doing that than being here with you. So, look at my lips. It means it's over. This girl doing the right thing, still hasn't found love. She's wearing her flats because they're sensible. All right, how you doing? This is Bill Burr. It's time for another wonderful tour of a city. And guess what? We're doing LA again. And I know what you're thinking. How many fucking times can you do LA? As many times as I want to. All right, what do you think about that? There's a whole bunch of, this is like a Travel Channel thing. There's just so many flavors out here, so many different parts of the city. The Coliseum, USC campus, and then UCLA. Going to show you some of the sports stuff out here. And no, this isn't my car. I know what you're thinking. Wow, nice upgrade from the Prius. It's a rental. It's a rental. BMW 3 Series. You know, you gotta love the rental. Over here we have Christmas trees. Ba 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 ba. Right? Look at that. See, we celebrate Christmas out here. My mom was a kid. My mother, I asked her how Santa Claus delivered the goods. Well, how does he deliver the presents when he's in Florida? And she's like, by helicopter. And I believed her. You know? Hope no kids are watching this. Spoiler alert, he doesn't exist. I think the first 26 lies out of 30 that my mother told me were all about Santa Claus. Just right out of the gate, you didn't fucking buy it. I remember one time we went to the mall. And this is after I already knew it was bullshit. That the guy didn't exist. I mean, the whole thing's weird anyways, right? He's up there with all those little elves. Like those elves don't have... And there's no such thing as an elf. It's a fucking midget. What you're supposed to say now is a little person. So he's up there with all these little people who are up there, you know, freezing their asses off with their little fucking stubby fingers. And, you know, they have needs too. You know, they're up there making toys. Was there ever any female ones? There wasn't in the beginning. Then Hollywood just started putting the fucking broads in there just to make everybody happy. Obama won, Hollywood. Are you happy? Oh, here's the Christmas house right here. I don't know if these people are related, but they all went shopping at the same place. Those are two separate houses. Did I show you that last year? If you come out here to LA and you want to get a breakfast burrito, I know the goddamn place. I will show you a place, my friend, and my lady friends, right here. That right there, that Taco Villa Corona. Looks like a little hole in the wall. It'll change your life. Get a breakfast burrito there. Either go with the bacon or the sausage, which really goes against my diet that I'm on. Now, those of you who listen to my podcast, the Monday morning podcast with yours truly, I talk about every year how I don't do stand-up New Year's Eve anymore. I did it for like the first 15, 16 years of my career. And it's a great paying gig, but it's a nightmare. You know, people are hammered. They don't know how to hold their alcohol. You got a 30% chance they're going to hand out the noisemakers before you even go on stage. So the whole time you're up there, somebody that thing and that type of stuff. There's no comeback for that. And a lot of clubs want you to stop with 10 minutes to go and just stand up there like a tool and do the fucking countdown. And then everybody's fucking, you know, kissing each other and drinking out of like plastic champagne glasses. And then you're supposed to go, okay, back to my act for like the final 10 minutes. And it's just horrible. So I decided to work twice as hard in December and then take New Year's off. I always work an extra weekend in December. Although I didn't do it this year. I did it more like in October. And I take it off. And then every year I go to the Rose Bowl. And we're going to see what that venue looks like next. I actually, every time when I drive out here, I get excited. Because this is, you know, even when it's not the Rose Bowl, because I've had so many great times. This is going to be my 5th year in a row going to the Rose Bowl. Fucking Wisconsin's in it again. If they lose 3 years in a row, they're on their way to being the college version of the Buffalo Bills. No offense to you people out there in Niagara. There's the fucking bridge I go over every year as I go on my way to fucking Joey B's house. Did I miss it? This is the Rose Bowl right here. Sorry. See this and what they actually, this is all the bleachers are already set up for the Tournament of Roses. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of football fans, they don't realize that aside from the Rose Bowl itself, the game, that there's the big parade, Tournament of Roses, and there's all those floats. For you sports fans, it's basically that shit at the end of Animal House. And here we go, right here. This is where the excitement starts to build when we come in to the Rose Bowl. They have a big flea market here today. There it is right there, the Rose Bowl. Granddaddy of them all. And this place holds over 100,000 people. So every year we pull in here. We're all excited. We got 4 fucking people and enough booze to feed an army. It's the greatest thing ever. As opposed to sitting there doing jokes with people with noisemakers and doing a countdown, we're sitting here on a golf course the next day, bringing in the new year, getting absolutely inebriated, having learned nothing from the past 365 days. I don't know if you can see right over here is the actual Rose Bowl itself. And I I don't know, you really owe it to yourself at some point to go to a big college game, especially if you're from the East Coast or a professional sports town. You have no idea what it sounds like. Over 100,000 people absolutely losing their shit, usually over some rivalry that's been going on for 80 years. So let's go check out the stadium. I believe a father of two was kicked in the face over here by a Raiders fan. You know, because they're about the game out here. They know how to talk trash, you know. Somebody actually last year took a baby and just punted it. First try, went right into that basket. It was incredible. It was a great way to celebrate all things sports and what it's like to be a sports fan. LA fans, they're phenomenal people. Fucking I can't wait. I can't wait. You know, it's something, I don't know. You wake up shit-faced, like hungover, you feel like an asshole. But if you wake up sober and then you start drinking, you can actually trick yourself into believing you're not an alcoholic. All right, so here we are, granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. We come here every year. Now this thing, every Sunday, if you're ever out here, they have this insane flea market. I mean, look at this. As far as the eyes can see, people come from all around to hawk the crap that they built in their garage or maybe was loaned to them, or maybe their grandmother died and they have a brooch they want to give to somebody. You go in there, they got all kinds of stuff. They actually have an early admission fee so you can jump on. I heard there's a lot of nice stuff out here. My girl's gonna kill me if she finds out that I'm out here, because she's been trying to get me to come out here forever. But I'm always watching football on Sundays, but the Pats don't play till Monday night. All I care about is watching the Jets lose. I enjoy that. I enjoy watching the Lakers lose. I enjoy that. I really enjoy that. Those two franchises never win another game that would really make me happy. But let's walk around and check out some of the flea market crap. But if you can see, look how small that stadium, as far as like how high it goes. You wouldn't think that you could jam 100,000 people in there. And I guarantee you, when you go in there, because you will go in there, because you will be inspired by this. If I can just inspire one person to do this. You're going to be sitting there going, there's no fucking way there's 100,000 people. And you have about 27 more beers if you're like me. You know, maybe get into a couple altercations, verbally, of course, not physically, because you're a pussy. At some point, the announcer will be like,
today's attendance, 103,427. We want to thank all of you for drinking responsibly, except for that redheaded cunt sitting down in the end zone seats. Put your shirt back on, you're blinding people with your pasty torso.
All right, let's go into the flea market. You know, you can't say that the advertising isn't there when you have flea right in it, you know? Flea-bitten dog, piece of shit. There's got to be a Seinfeld joke in there. I mean, it says flea right in the name. How do you get a kid to believe in this fucking guy with that ridiculous getup in this weather? Look at this weather. Look at the sun. How you doing?
Hi, good, thank you.
When you go to a flea market, there's a lot of people standing around looking at belts and fucking shitty jewelry. Wow, look at that. You see those spices? All right, you know what, I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a really good flea market. Look at these spices here. You guys could take in the smells here. This is insane. I'm not even joking, this is awesome. But you know, I don't like it, it's out in the open. Like, I'm not one of those guys who goes to the salad bar, you know, we have the sneeze glass. That just means people sneeze. And you know, when you sneeze, it's like buckshot. It goes everywhere, okay? So, this is incredible. This is the type of stuff people used to sail all around the world for it, all right? And they would capture indigenous people and make them put it on the boat for them. All that horrible stuff that they skipped over in history class. And now, because of the wonderful of modern times, someone like me, you know, can just waddle up like a tub of shit and just get whatever I want. Smoked paprika, Hungarian paprika. I don't like that it's out in the open. I don't condone that. Oh, once again, pot is legal out here. So we got here late, sun's going down. Most of the shit's been picked through. They got a lot of stuff here. Did you see back there that lady was selling sheets? Like Bed Bath & Beyond quality sheets right next to some spices. And the guy on the other side had these custom skulls you could buy. Most of the stuff that's here, this is the stuff whenever you go to move, and you start packing up stuff. You're like, why the fuck did I ever buy that? Oh, hey, come here. See if we can see a little bit of the field. This is the amazing thing, like how bigger people are. Like this is the tunnel that they built to help a part of 100,000 people walking into it. If you're claustrophobic, this isn't something you kind of want to do right around kickoff because it's just jam-packed with people. But that's the deal. You go down there and everyone starts screaming and yelling, and it's the best. It's just the best. I don't know if you can get that. Can't see any of the field. Oh, but you know what you can't see? Look at the seats there. Look how close they are together. See that? Hear that?
That's the sound of victory.
That's old school sports right there. Old school sports right there. Old school sports. They just don't. They don't make that stuff anymore. You know. So, all right, that concludes the flea market part. Let's get the fuck out of here and go over to where are we going? USC? USC. Wouldn't be the Rose Bowl without some roses. And there you go. And unfortunately, there's going to be a bunch of drunks peeing on those because the line at the porta potty is going to be too long. All right? You see that? You didn't want to know that, did you? But every once in a while, you gotta peek behind the curtain. Look how gorgeous it is. It's an absolute shame what me and 100,000 other drunks are going to do to this golf course in about 2 weeks. All right, let's go to USC. All right, how you doing? Why am I looking down on you? I'll tell you why, because I'm going to show you something, one of the most iconic things you're ever going to see in sports right there. The facade to the LA Memorial Coliseum. First 2 Super Bowls were played here. I don't know when the hell this thing was built. Holds 100,000 people. This is where the USC Trojans play. I went to a game here, I think in '96, and they played the Huskers a long time ago. They had the Olympics here in '84, Carl Lewis, and another one, I don't know, in like the 1930s. But what I love about this is the first 2 Super Bowls were played here, and as far as I know, neither one of them sold out. It wasn't even called the Super Bowl, it was the AFL NFL title game before they had joined leagues, before Joe Willie beat him in Super Bowl III. So come on, man, look at that. During the Olympics, they had the flame lit right up there. Now, right as iconic as that is, believe it or not, over there, that is the, well, I can't remember the name of it. That's the LA, what the hell is the name of that place? I literally got to look it up on my phone. We got to show people this so they don't think that I'm like I know everything here about that. Oh, the LA Sports Arena. I actually went there in 1997, February 97. I know I brought this up in my podcast. I saw the LA Clippers, who were playing there, played the Philadelphia 76ers during Allen Iverson's rookie years before he had the cornrows. Iverson got benched. I think he was showing off. I remember he threw a half-court alley-oop in like the 3rd quarter, and that was the last time you saw him. He was still a rookie. The Lakers actually played there from like 60 to 67 or 68 before they went to the LA Forum, which is another one I got to show you. It's so funny that as like a Boston fan, how much I hate these teams, but like I got total respect for this. So, I mean, that is the shit right there. I'm a UCLA fan. You know, I don't like USC, but come on, man, you can't fuck with that. So if you come out here to LA, you owe it to yourself. Try to go to the Rose Bowl. Try to go to the Memorial Coliseum, and I don't know what goes on here anymore. This is what I love about this thing, old sports arenas. Look how fucking ugly that place is. You know what I mean? There's nothing sexy about that. You think Britney Spears is going to be singing halftime in that thing? Is that too old a reference? Whatever the new whore is. I don't know. Was it Lady Gaga? I can't keep up with it. But back then, only sports fans went there. You could smoke a stogie in there. I know, as always, I sound like a crabby old man, but I challenge you to find something uglier than that. Uglier than that. That's it. Unfortunately, we did run out of sunlight here, so I don't know if we're going to be able to make UCLA. Tell you what, next time, maybe we can do, we'll do the LA Forum. I'll get some food. We'll see the LA Forum, and maybe if we have time to go back up to where UCLA plays. We'll do that next time, and I'll show you, who's that weird-looking guy who had that even weirder-looking daughter that was on that show, 90210. Aaron Spelling's house, and in the Playboy Mansion. This is before you know, all the corporate sponsors and that type of stuff. Everything was like War Memorial, the Coliseum. They actually have stone here from, what's the stone from? Atlas, Olympia in Greece. That one over there is from the Roman Coliseum. But look at the seats. This is how a stadium used to be. Absolutely no bullshit. All right, on second glance at this thing, the ass is perfect, but I don't like those man hands. You know, but she'd be good to breed with if she had a head. Just because, you know, if you get a son out of that, man, I'm telling you, as long as you thumbs in, as Wayne Previty says, thumbs in. You could have a Gronkowski with that headless woman. At some point, I'll get some advertising on these. Maybe I'll get a little bit of a budget, and I can fly my trusty cameraman out to some godforsaken hellhole in a strip mall that I'm performing at near you. All right, go fuck yourselves. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's no Santa Claus. This time we're in New York City, going right by Madison Square Garden, home of the New York Knicks, who haven't won it since 1972, yet somehow they still call that place a basketball mecca. I don't understand. Well, I guess, you know what, I finally figured that out. Mecca means that people are like, you know, a bunch of people come from around to meet there, which is true. A bunch of people have come from all around the United States to meet there and kick the Knicks' ass ever since 1972. This area was really creepy when I first moved here, like the West 20s. This is like the garment district. It really had like that serial killer vibe to it at nighttime. There used to be an old, what the hell was over here? The fucking Catch a Rising Star used to be over here, and I remember I used to take the train because I couldn't afford to take a cab, and I would be walking over there, and it was just the darkest streets I'd ever walked down, you know, and I looked like Richie Cunningham, so I was, you know, I was nervous. These things were annoying right down here. These things, they used to, when they first put these little video things in cabs, everybody, you know, said, we don't like these, get them out of the cabs. People were stabbing knives into them. It was great, and they took them out. And for once, the people won. The people won. So what happened? A couple years goes by. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. They let the mob die down, and then they just fucking throw them in again. All right? But this time what they did is they made it, you can swipe your card and pay for it. So then, you know, they gave you a little fucking little shiny thing. So all the dumb cunts out there agreed to go with it. Not realizing that they got back what they didn't want, and they're whilst helping the bankers to phase out cash. Why can't I shut this off? There we go. Look at this. You hit off and then it comes back on again. We'll make them do it twice just in case they're old. Then they'll have to listen to the commercial. I hurt my finger. I'll sit here and listen. Now we're down in the Chelsea area. This is where all the queers live. All the homosexuals, sorry, the homosexual Americans. Is that proper terminology? Don't say I'm homophobic, I don't give a shit. I'm confused by you guys. I don't know why you want to get married. You wait. All right, that was kind of mean, but I'm gonna fucking yell at everybody, so don't be a douche. I feel bad for Schwarzenegger, you know? I understand why he did what he did, or why he felt he could get away with what he was doing, you know? Everything else worked out for him. There's no reason for him to be famous the way he talks, right? He probably sounded like a moron in his own country, and then he comes over here, right? He made it. You talk like that. He got famous for fucking lifting weights. I've been lifting weights since the 80s. No one gives a shit about me. At least I can speak the language. He couldn't even speak the language. Lifts weights, becomes famous. That's where it should have stopped for him. He actually had the balls to say, I'm going to be an actor. Then he becomes an actor. Becomes the biggest fucking actor of the 80s, right? Can't even understand him. Pairing him up with Danny DeVito, even that fucking worked. Does he stop there? No. He goes, I'm going to fucking run for governor of a state I can't even pronounce. And he fucking won and married a Kennedy. Why wouldn't he think that he could go raw into his housemaid and not get away with it? I feel bad for him. But be honest with yourself. You're really going to sit there and tell me you're not going to go to fucking Terminator Part 3? You know you're going to be there. Is that what they're up to? Now we're in the West Village, and this is actually a real famous place where a bunch of artists, Bob Dylan, Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby, fucking one of those wailing cunts with the guitars, Joan Baez, you know, back then. Who's that guy there who likes to rollerblade? He went bald.
James Taylor.
I've seen fire. Yeah, that guy. He'd be a fun guy to heckle. He doesn't look like he'd have a good comeback. All right, so here we are, stuck in classic New York traffic. down here in the West Village. And we used to do shows. You'd go from the Boston over to the Cafe Wah, then to the Comedy Cellar, back to the Boston, back to the Cafe Wah, back to the Cellar, back to the Boston, back to the Cellar. That would be one night. You do like 8 spots all in one night. Got paid $50 a whack. You didn't have to take a cab, so you had all of it, $400. And then you go to Ben's Pizzeria on the corner of, what the fuck was it, West 3rd and, Jesus, I'm getting old, McDougal. You get one of their big cheesy slices, you know, and you'd stand there with homeless people, fucking aspiring rappers, NYU, spoiled rich-ass kids, the whole mix of it was awesome. And you try to pick up some broad, take her back to your walk-through bedroom apartment, and fuck her on a twin. Wasn't the easiest thing. My fucking roommate used to always walk through too. Used to always come walking through the second you'd start making a move. And then the girl would be like, I thought you said he wasn't home. Of course I did. I was trying to make you stay. It's all about keeping the plates spinning, sweetheart. My name isn't Frank. It's all been a lie. This used to be the greatest street ever. This is fucking 8th Street down here. I used to come down here and buy my Robert De Niro 3/4 leather jacket and feel like a badass. Oh, up there I used to buy a frilly dress if I felt like it. Can you get that up there? Who do you think's gonna win? Do you watch hockey at all? Bruins or the Lightning? I think you said Bruins.
I like your stuff, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. See, there's one. There's one. Allegedly, back in the day, there was some huge fucking plague. I think they buried everybody underneath here who died. That's like the original poster, guys. That guy's shorts are way too short. Way too short. There's no way that's coming back again. Purple shorts halfway up your fucking thigh. Are you serious? Look at this guy. You ever see that show on AMC, Fatal Attractions? You're gonna see this guy next season if they get picked up. He's gonna get pecked to death one day when he runs out of seeds, right after like 3 days of rain, and the pigeons are extra hungry. Back in the day, that guy could actually get a job at a public school teaching like an art class. Look at this guy, he just killed his girlfriend. You think those sunglasses are hiding the fucking murderous look on your face? What are you gonna do with the body, man? This is something I wish I had more time to do. Just hang out here in the park, take in a little bit of nature and shit on people as they walk by. All right, so this is the walk I used to do. I never used to walk. I would be running, sweat rolling down my huge forehead, hoping I was gonna be on time to make my next spot. Back in the glory days when you could do like fucking 8 spots in a night. I don't know what they did to the clubs out here. There's Ben's Pizzeria. That's where we would go and get our slices of pizza. This is really where I spent the last decade and a half of my life, right here. Mamoon's Falafel, the Olive Tree. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't surprise me if I did well over 1,000 sets. 1,000, would that be right? When I wasn't getting any road work, I was down there like 7 nights a week. I remember that. 7 nights a week we'd go down there. And if you only put in for 6 days, Esty would call up and be, I just got your avails. Why did you not leave for Sunday too? And you'd be afraid to say because I wanted to take a day off because there's so many guys who wanted to work that place. And you're like, oh, I must have forgot. I forgot I wanted to take a day off. Sorry. Then you put in for 7 days. I used to go on like 21-day benders coming down to this place. So yeah, so if you ever come to New York, you got to go to the Cafe Wah, listen to some music. Jimi Hendrix played there, and also a bunch of comics. I think that happened here. I'd be a great tour guide, wouldn't I? Somewhere in this area. I know it was in this country. Let's start with that. And I think this shit happened sort of. There's nothing I used to like when I came on. You had a great fucking set, then you come out and you looked up the street late at night, and there's the Empire State Building. There it is, and it would be all lit up as you came walking out. If you bombed, they'd turn all the lights out in observance of the horror that just happened. Yeah, that place in there is amazing. It's definitely amazing. I gotta be honest with you, it's always weird to come down here during the day. I almost don't recognize it. Because they don't do comedy during the day. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, just talking to myself. I gotta take my cell phone out again. Look at her. How fucking hairy is that bush? Jesus Christ, that's a classic village chick right there. So now we're on Bleecker Street. There's another place up here, the Comedy Village I used to go to. This tour somehow stopped being funny. This is just me reminiscing now. High maintenance. Here we go. High maintenance. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. High maintenance. There we go. Got to get my nails done. I don't have time for you. I got to get my fucking toes did. Generation Records. That's nice to see that that place is still open.
Okay.
You go in there with all the other nerds. That's what I love about records. Records is a big time fucking nerd thing. You know, even the DJs, as cool as they are, they're still a little nerdy. That they're pouring through like some shit my dad would listen to, like the Mitch Miller Band, trying to catch some fucking 4-bar loop that they can turn into something that makes you feel good when you're on ecstasy or whatever the hell it is they do. See? Guarantee you, he's in there in the record store. You ever find an old piece of gum in your pocket? Look at that. I don't think that's still usable. It is amazing, isn't it? Gum. How it never breaks down. You can just keep fucking chewing it. It's relentless. I just swallowed a fucking bug. That's a village bug too, so that's extra dirty. Anybody out there? Anybody out there smart? They got all different kinds. Well, that's a hell of a, there you go, I'd go with the classic. That one looks like you're smart. This one here, that right there, that's disrespectful to the game of chess. It's annoying. Yeah, slip the tongue in there. Yeah, why would you be courteous for the rest of us? Ah, Jesus. They're in love and we want everyone to know. I think if you go that far, you might as well just start, at least fill her up a little bit. Holy shit, there's another chess. This is because they play it in the park? I'm sure. We're here at Chess Alley. I'm Bill Burr for the Travel Channel. We're here on Chess Alley. This is one of the most exciting places. Oh, interestingly enough, right down the street here is the Skirball Theater, where I did my HBO special, and I also did Why Do I Do This? This kills me. This is the old Boston Comedy Club. Ah, what did they do to it, you fucking assholes? You serious? Zinc bar. Yeah, this was this was it. Bunch of people sitting in there drinking fucking wine. I saw everybody there. First time I saw Dave Attell, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Chris Tucker. Everybody right up in there. Now everybody's just up in there sipping wine, talking about the banks. There's live music down here. There was whores all over the place. There was people selling drugs, you know? So yeah, this is it. This is what the fuck it is now. If you ever come down to New York City and you go to Vine Bar, I'm actually giving them a commercial here. You're sitting there sipping your wine and eating your assortment of cheeses and meats. Just know that some of the raunchiest shit you ever heard was said right in there. You know, bummed me out. I walked in there one time just to look at it, and they had no idea it used to be a comedy club. It's like, really? And it made me feel like I was 900 years old. This guy here, you know, when you lose at the track every week, eventually you end up with that shirt. They just give it to you because you've lost your shirt at the track, and then they have these emergency shirts that they give you. So one of the cool things is you come down here and you get exposed to all these different cultures and different kinds of food. And I realized that I shit on the French earlier, didn't I? I can't remember. Hey, how are you, man?
Hey,
how you doing?
I love you.
Oh, thank you. That's two, motherfucker. Right here, crepes. I used to go here and get a crepe all the time. All right, I want to get a spinach, cheese, and garlic. I saw this before they showed you how to do it on the Food Network. Look at that, huh? Then, of course, I became obsessed with it. I went to some fucking Bed Bath & Beyond. Do you have a crepe maker? Like I was going to sit in my apartment and do that shit. With my temper, like I was going to have the fucking patience to figure out how to do that. Well, watch the knife. Look at this thing. Huh? The Shogun Warriors can't pull this move off. Look at that. Oh, absolutely perfect. Now here comes the topics. So you do comedy and you eat crepes? God, there's so many levels to you. Yeah, so this is NYU Law School right here. All these kids going in there with hopes and dreams that they're going to bring down corporations, and then someday they graduate, realize there's no money in it, and they end up working for them. See, finally, somebody of proper age riding a scooter. About ready to get on the subway down here at West 4th Street. There's always a game going on here. This was always fun late night watching guys, you know. As a white guy, it's the coolest thing ever to watch a pickup game where people can actually dunk, you know. Of course, no big deals to these guys. People playing handball over there. You know, I always liked the handball games. I always pictured a young, unknown Tony Montana just getting the job to wash dishes. That orange Hawaiian shirt that fucking guy was wearing. There you go. So we're about ready to jump on the subway here. Gonna head back uptown. I gotta go do my shows up at Caroline's. I'm gonna eat a crepe on the subway. I'm sure I won't get mugged. So this is the thing. You used to be standing down here late night after your spots, praying to God you didn't just miss the train, because late night they come every half hour. So if you just missed it, that means you got to stand on the platform for a half hour, and in a half hour any crazy fucking idiot could have shown up back then. Now it just seems nicer. Still dirty as hell and I wouldn't touch anything, but it just seems fucking nicer down here than it used to be. I'll tell you what's killing me is this crepe is still hot. This is 23rd Street. See, they never used to have that robot voice. They used to have some guy, actual New Yorker. 23rd Street. Get off the train. Stand clear of the doors, you fucking cunt. There used to be this guy late night. Had like the sickest New York accent ever. We used to always get down to 33rd Street. And he'd always be like, next stop, Hoity-toity Street. Stand clear of the closing doors. All right, and thus concludes our trip in New York. Fucking out of breath. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hope you made you laugh. BillBurr.com. Let me breathe. Monday Morning Post. Hey, how are you?
You're the
I'm the guy from Miami.
No.
What is that?
No.
Law and Order Miami.
No.
Yes, I am. You think I don't know who I am?
No, you're not him. I thought
Who
you
am
were
I?
this other
I'm the guy who does the weather.
No.
Carrot Top?
I thought he was a Super Size Me guy.
The Super Size Me guy.
Who are you?
I'm Christopher Titus. I'm gonna be over at Caroline's tonight. You guys want to go? Hey, how are you?
Who is
Hey, how are you?
Huge fan of you.
What is his
He's a
name?
comedian. He's one of the funniest.
Christopher Titus.
He's one of the funniest people.
You don't say your name. I wouldn't
Christopher
have to
Titus.
say your name.
Hepatitis.
No, I'm the guy. Ever see Super Size Me? That's me.
That's what I thought you
I'm Spyluck Gertrude.
Anyway, big fan.
Marling
of you, man.
Spurlock. Thank you,
I
brother.
listen to your podcast every
All right,
Monday.
guys.
It's awesome.
Thank you. Isn't that amazing? That if one person stops and there's a camera there, the amount of people who didn't give a shit and were still stopping. Holy shit, there's that person I don't know. What's the next horrific album they're going to make a musical out of? Something by REO Speedwagon? Then he'll come on and go, you know, I always thought it was a musical when I was writing it. And you want to be like, yeah, you know, it kind of sounded like a musical. That's why I didn't buy it. Oh, and down there's Times Square. And you're probably wondering why we didn't show you Times Square. Well, someday you'll come to New York and you'll go to Times Square and you'll realize why. Because it's like 40 deep of just fat tourists walking around looking at nothing. Like the M&M store, the Hershey Kiss store, Planet Hollywood, ESPN Zone. That's why I go to New York, so I can sit in a corner booth that looks like a catcher's mitt.